Hello amazing artists, this is Mr. D, and for this video I'm going to show you how to draw a jellyfish using organic and geometric shapes. So first we need to go over what a geometric shape and an organic shape are. So geometric shapes are basically man-made shapes. These are shapes that are a little bit too perfect to be found in nature. So some examples of geometric shapes are circles, squares, triangles, rectangles, your basic shapes that you've probably already learned. Organic shapes are shapes that are found in nature, so shapes that aren't like your basic shapes. They're also very curvy and flowy. So for instance, if you had a squiggly line, which we're going to use for our jellyfish's legs, that would be an organic shape. And I'll go through as we create our jellyfish and tell you if this is an organic shape or if it's a geometric shape. So you'll notice that I'm going to use a Sharpie. I would use a pencil, however I want it to show up in the video, so that's why I'm using a Sharpie. You should get out your best pencil, make sure it's sharpened, and make sure it has a good eraser, because we are going to, that way if we mess up a little bit, we can take out our eraser and erase it. Now remember, when we're using our pencil, we want to always draw light until it's right. So anytime you're drawing what I draw onto your paper, you want to make sure you're pressing down lightly, because that way if you do mess up and you want to go back and fix it, it will be easy to erase. If you draw very dark, it's not going to be easy to erase. Okay, so make sure you have a very good sharpened pencil with a good eraser, have a piece of paper, and we are going to draw a jellyfish using geometric and organic shapes. So to get started, what I'm going to do is I am going to create the face of the jellyfish. Okay, so to do that, I am going to make a big circle. Now you're going to end up erasing part of this circle, but I'm going to draw a big circle. It does not have to be perfect. But there is my big circle. So after you have your big circle, what we're going to do is we're going to put a line, a horizontal line, down the middle of our circle, because our jellyfish is only going to be half of a circle. Okay? So I'm going to find about where I think the midpoint is, right about here, and I'm going to try to draw a straight horizontal line from this point over to that point. So I've cut my circle in half. Now what you're going to do is you're going to get your eraser that's on your pencil and you're going to erase this bottom curved line. I have some whiteout, so I'm going to try to use whiteout. My only problem is it may not dry in time for us to create the legs, but we'll create the face first and see if that gives it enough time to dry so that I can show you how to make the legs. So go ahead, take your time erasing this curved line, because you do not want to rip a hole in your paper. If you've been drawing, or if you drew that circle very lightly, you shouldn't have a problem erasing this pretty easily. So I'm just going to erase this curved line right here. There's still a little bit of my line that's showing through the whiteout, but that's okay. I just want to make sure that you all are able to get everything, or be able to see the main things that you need to see. So, okay. So I'm going to stop about right there. I accidentally erased part of my jellyfish's head. If you accidentally erased that, no worries. All you have to do is use your pencil again just to fill in the space that you erased. Okay? So we used a circle, which is a geometric shape. Okay? And we cut that circle in half, and now it's a half circle. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to give my jellyfish some eyes, and we're going to use another geometric shape for an eye, or for both of his eyes. That geometric shape is an oval. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come to about right here, and I'm going to draw an oval that's about that size. Next, I'm going to draw his other eye, and we want it to be about the same size as this oval, but I want to skip over to about right here on the paper and draw my second oval. Remember to try to keep it the same size as that one. You don't want one eye really small and one eye really big. You want to keep it proportional. Now, if you remember in class, we like to add reflections to our eyes. Remember, it makes it a little bit more lifelike. So what I'm going to do for those reflections is I'm going to add a small circle right about here inside of that eye, and add another small circle right about here inside of that eye. Now, you are using a pencil. If you want to wait and color in your eye later when you have some crayons and you want to color it, then that's fine. However, if you just plan on using your pencil to create your jellyfish, you can use your pencil to fill in these eyes. I'm going to go ahead and color it in with my Sharpie. I'm going to color in the ovals, but I'm not going to color in the small circle that I just created. Remember, when we're coloring large spaces like this oval is, we go up and down or side to side. In this case, it's probably going to be easiest to go up and down. That way all of our lines are going in one direction. I'm also going to color this eye or this oval, and I'm not going to color in the circle because it's going to be the reflection in our eye, or in our jellyfish's eye. Now, if I have parts of the eye that aren't as smooth, like this little edge right here, since it's colored in, all I have to do is sort of fill it in, just like that. So now we made a circle, which is a geometric shape, cut it in half. We made two ovals, which are geometric shapes, and we made two smaller circles, which are geometric shapes. Now we're going to create a curved line for the jellyfish's mouth. So all we're going to do is we're going to come in the middle of these two eyes, and we're going to create a curved line like that. We're also going to give our jellyfish some eyebrows. So all we're going to do for that is a curved diagonal line. So I'm going to come up here right above this left eye, and I'm going to make a curved diagonal line like that. I want to do the same thing for this eye right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here, make a curved diagonal line right there. And so now we have the jellyfish's face, and now we're going to start on his legs. Okay, and hopefully my whiteout has dried by now. So the legs of the jellyfish and the tentacles are going to be more organic shapes because they're more of shapes that are flowy and curvy and that are found in nature. So we're going to start right about here on the edge, and I'm just going to make a curved line that goes down, not all the way to the bottom of the paper, to about right here. So I'm going to go ahead and start. And I'm going to stop it right there. So there's one of our jellyfish's legs. I'm going to come over to about right here and make my second jellyfish leg. So I'm going to go like this. Try to stop it. And I stopped it just a little bit lower than the first leg because the real jellyfish's legs are not all going to stop at the same point. So then I'm going to skip over a little bit to about right here. The same distance that I skipped right here, I want to skip right here. So I don't want to skip just this distance right here and then skip double that distance right here. I want to skip about the same amount of distance to about right here and draw another curved line or wavy line. And I brought it down even a little bit lower than that line, but you don't have to do that. You can stop it just a little bit before it got to the point where that line was. We're going to skip the same amount of distance, come right here, and create another curved line. And then this is not going to be the same amount of distance, but we still want to close with the tentacle right here since we started the other one right there to give it some balance. So I'm going to put a wavy line right there and just make it a little bit shorter than all the others. So now we're going to make some more organic shapes. So we're going to do the little things that flow down from the jellyfish, and this is how we're going to do it. Again, wavy lines, but they're going to look a little bit different than these lines right here. So watch me first, and then I'll give you time to go back and do what I did. So I'm going to start right about here. And it's okay if these lines overlap with the first lines that you drew. And we'll stop it right there. We're going to end up connecting this and bringing it back up, so make sure that there's a point where you can connect the other side to this. But that's about what you want that first flowy thing to look like. So go ahead and draw an organic shape just like this, or it's going to end up being an organic shape, but some wavy flowy lines that can create our organic shape. And after you have that drawn, we're going to connect this side and bring it back up to connect to the jellyfish. So we want to try to copy the other side and make it look symmetrical almost. So there, that is an organic shape because it uses wavy curved lines to create a shape that's not really perfect and not really going to be, it could be man-made, but it's more likely going to be found in nature. It's not really perfect looking. Next, we're going to come to about right here and do the same thing. So watch as this time I'm going to make it a little bit more flowy. It's going to come over there and then curve back this way, and it's going to go a little bit lower. So go ahead and do that first side. Now we're going to do the other side. Remember, try to keep it as symmetrical as you can with the other side. And there we've got our second flowy thing. Next we're going to skip over to about right here. We're going to make our third. And I'm going to have it sort of going behind this one a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and just finish this one. So now we just need one more in this space right here. And I'm going to try to make it shorter like I made this one to sort of give it some balance. So we're going to start. I'm going to end it right there and go back up and try to keep it as symmetrical as possible. I keep running into my whiteout, so it's making it a little harder for me to go over those bumps, but you should not have that problem because you had an eraser that you used. Okay, so we're almost finished, but not finished quite just yet. Because what I want to do is I want to go through and see where each of these organic shapes go inward. I'm going to draw a curved line to connect those two inward points. So like right here, for instance, I'm going to go like this. Then right here, I'm going to go like that. We're going to keep doing that for each two inward points to connect them. Then I'm going to move to this next one, do the same thing. Move to the next one and do the same thing. And move to the last one and do the same thing. Now if you would like to add a few things in the background, there's not much room to add some things, but let's say you want to add a fish. An easy way to add a fish is just to do a line like this and then curve and connect to that line. If you want to give it some eyes, just give it a dot and a little smiley face. We can add maybe another fish over this direction going the opposite way. Dot, smiley face. So you can decorate that however you want to. But now all we have left to do is to color our jellyfish. So if you want to color it blue or purple, you can do that. But remember, whenever we color, we want to outline with hard pressure and we want to color in with soft pressure. So what that would mean is, let's say I'm going to color my jellyfish blue. I'm going to start with my blue and outline it first. So what I would do is I'd press down hard with my blue and outline my jellyfish. Then I'd go back with my blue and very lightly pressing down light using soft pressure, I'm going to color it in. And that way it's going to make the outline of the jellyfish stand out just a little bit. Remember, when you're coloring in lightly, or when you're coloring anything at all, you always want to go the same direction the entire time. So for coloring in my jellyfish, I would probably go up and down the whole time. That means when you get to your edges, you're going to have to be a little bit more careful, but it will end up looking better in the long run. You can also color side to side the whole time, or you could color diagonally the whole time. That's up to you. The same thing when you get down here to the tentacles and legs. Let's say I want to make these purple. What I would do is I'd outline using hard pressure first, pressing down hard with my crayon, and then I would go back and I would color in softly using soft pressure. And remember, I'd go up and down the whole time, or side to side, or diagonally. Then you can color your ocean behind you, but remember to go one direction the entire time. Okay? So I hope everybody has an awesome day. I hope you enjoyed this video, and goodbye.